pressure on it! More pressure! Here's the napkin!
Or you could try something more absorbent than a fast food napkin, like one of your t-shirts, a piece of paper, or oxygen. Also, trusting any potentially absorbent material in the back of Argyle's van to bring about anything other than sepsis.
You gotta get us to St. Mary's! I don't think praying's gonna help that dude, man!
For once, I agree with Argyle. But if you were going to pray to a patron saint, you don't want Mary. You want Saint Raphael, the patron saint of healing. Like, do you even Catholicism, Jonathan? The soldier completes a robust search of this closet by looking under 2 blankets, moving a basket, and presumably shouting, "Clear!"
I would have paved the road, but kind of ruins the whole top secret location thing.
Because a dirt road leading to a 6-foot metal door in the middle of the desert doesn't look conspicuous at all.
We repurposed it to hold something much more powerful than a missile. You.
Citation needed.
We call her Nina.
All machines built and used by men must use female pronouns. Cliché.
Hello, 11.
Hold up, isn't he supposed to be dead? And evil? Either way, I'm preemptively sinning his redemption arc and or death fake out that I shouldn't be expected to remember.
Не вам его убивать, идиоты.
Deus Ex kill you later, Inna?
We gambled today, and we lost.
This platitude being enough to spare Dimitri from redecorating Hopper's knuckles. Looks like Yuri got a diploma in kinetic adjustments from the Every Broken Machine Ever School of Fixing Things.
I buy for $1.30 here, sell for $20 there.
You can't do that. Only American grocery stores get to use that trick.
Hold tight. This is not American Airlines. It's going to get bit choppy.
Little known internet fact, Yuri would go on to use his newly acquired fortune to set up Spirit Airlines.
When Rick get out of jail? Justice system's a goddamn joke.
2022 not realizing how good the 80s had it compared to 2022. And 2022 not realizing how good 2022 had it compared to 2025.
Could try sticking together at a different house for a change.
Giving relatable lines to a random character nobody likes enough to remember or remembers enough to like.
God, we need Will.
Wishing more upside down on your heavily traumatized pincushion of a so-called best friend. Nancy uses her never-before-mentioned mind palace to see a complete puzzle that she has to handcraft the pieces for so she can recreate a memory of a grainy photo she saw a day earlier. AKA, this works. Also, I guess the equally lucky part of the Vecna curse allows for Max to remember all of these different components of the spooky house and draw them in a way that would fit together with a bit of origami. This episode is just short of feature length, mainly so that we can feel good about watching 60 full seconds of Elle walking from one room to another.
We shouldn't have just thrown her in there like this.
Agreed. You should have calmly explained to Elle that you were going to hook her into a machine that would allow her to revisit repressed memories and regain her powers. And if you wanted to maintain some kind of illusion, why shock her with the arrival of Dr. Brenner? That was totally unnecessary. Wait, where did they find 2 shovels and a hoe out in the desert? I refuse to believe they were in Argyle's pizza delivery van. In fact, that would be even more suspicious. Were people just leaving garden equipment out on the side of the road in the 80s?
The bad government dudes are after your super girlfriend, right? So maybe the cops can help us find out where she is.
Trusting the police when corrupt government agents just tried to kill your friends and chased your van into the desert.
If that guy would have lived one more second, we would know where she is. Why didn't he just say the number?
Complaining that the guy who died saving your life and the lives of your friends died too quickly.
Sometimes I think it's scary to open up like that. To say how you really feel.
What about your woman, huh? She's captured, yes, but still alive.
Closer I get with Joyce, the more danger she's in.
True, but right now she's in very specific danger of the being kidnapped and sold variety, and your pity party isn't going to fix that.
You know, for the first time in my life, I think I'm thinking straight.
The perspective one can only receive after being 3 years removed from a premature reboot of an IP no one was asking for, I would guess.
I used to think I was cursed. Ever since I was 18. There's some letter of induction in the mail. Uncle Sam wants me to go fight some war in the jungle.
The level of hubris it takes to turn the conscription of almost 2 million men into a personal curse bestowed upon you specifically.
The minute I sent for Joyce, the minute I sent for her, I sentenced her to death.
Yeah, it does seem like a pretty out-of-character move considering you sacrificed yourself to save Joyce in the first place. It's almost like some guiding hand wanted your story to continue and needed to find a narratively exciting way to weave Joyce into your rescue, despite it undermining a pretty epic conclusion to your arc.
The devil is here. I can feel his presence.
If that's true, may I suggest that you are performing this funeral in the wrong church?
I made a list. Everywhere these freaks have been seen, we divide and conquer.
Okay, first of all, when did you make this comprehensive list and how did you confirm its veracity? Who did you canvass between now and finding these pictures to know where the Hellfire Club has been hanging out? Second, you're talking about a group of kids that we know hang out at the video store, arcade, school, each other's houses, random forests, the movie theater, and more. So his list should basically read Search all of Hawkins. Also, we're about to get a look at this list, and they've already crossed off Lucas's house and Mike's house. But there's nothing to say that's not where the kids are now. You have to check all these places simultaneously unless you're assuming they don't plan on returning home at any point.
We should add Reefer Rick's house to this.
What?
They haven't tried Eddie's drug dealer yet? Okay, he's in prison, but his name has never come up in this circle and it wasn't even on this list?
I found a key.
I would have removed all the sins ever if Robin just hilariously smashed that window with one of those fake bricks that has the actual key in it.
They just left everything.
Guess a triple homicide isn't good for resale value.
Maybe that explains why the house wasn't resold, but what about all the stuff in there? That's some good shit, and this is the 80s. Someone would have stolen it.
I need to take a piss here.
Just give it up. He can't hear you. He can't hear.
Okay, but there's a big difference between a hostage begging for a potty break and an entire box of glass jars shattering. Not to mention, I've seen people kill for less than smashing their supply of peanut butter.
My leg is too short. Can you grab that shard with your foot?
But he's sitting even further away from it than you are. Okay, he's taller, but are his legs that much longer?
You know karate. You said you were a black belt.
We're 10,000 feet in the air, Joyce. I take him. Who flies this plane?
Murray would be a karate master at TVSins.
Look who finally decided to join us.
I love that Ella's gone from monster fighter to Groundhog Day spectator. What a thrilling development for us to spectate upon.
Every day she would return to the train station to await her lover's return. A return that would never be. If only Nina could know the truth.
That men would rather perish tragically in a duel than go to therapy? Yes, if only every Nina understood that.
You're just missing out on all the fun.
Yeah, just think, you could be in Hawkins right now dealing with the murderous Bible thumpers or whatever the f*** Mike and Will are doing in the desert.
We don't have much time.
You do. Unfortunately, there's 30 minutes left in this episode for some reason. The fact that we have no reason to believe Elle was wearing this bodysuit under her regular clothes raises all of the get the f*** away from the unconscious minor questions.
I know it sounds insane, but Susie saved the world last year.
Season 4 wasting time desperately trying to remind us that Season 3 wasn't all bad.
Looks like Rick's had company.
Leaving the door to your secret hideout wide open.
It's him.
He's right. Only Eddie eats SpaghettiOs. Couldn't possibly be anyone else. Case closed.
Hey, anyone's there? I really think I might be in a bit of trouble here.
So that's why Steve left the bag at the front of the house. It didn't make any sense when I saw it happen, but it's clear to me now that he was just goosing the tension for the dreary chase Billy down B plot. Great job, Steve.
I wish we had a longer loop.
46 minutes isn't bad.
I'd be more worried about how many batteries that 1980s Walkman is going through if it's constantly playing all day. Those things were thirstier than a Patrick Swayze dance number.
We're gonna find Vecna and kill him before he even thinks about messing with you again.
Way to immediately make an unkeepable promise. I'm pretty sure the only person who has escaped his tendrils is all Vecna's thinking about right now. Stranger Things characters follow flickering lights to uncover the next part of the mystery. Cliché.
Why do you waste so much time with her?
Thing I ask about Nancy Wheeler every season somehow makes it into the episode. I love it when shows shy away from obvious metaphors in these hallucinations. Elle looks down and sees blood on her hands, but what does it actually mean? After all of that, he heard the peanut butter gently clinking against the chair? Or maybe he just noticed it. I'm still sitting it though because it made sounds.
You can still break. Not if I break you first.
Getting the drop on someone, then immediately ruining it by talking before acting.
My fingers are like arrows.
Cool, but pretty useless without a bow and some dexterity.
But turn this plane around and I will spare your life.
Yuri must have one of those guns that refuses to fire bullets until its target has stopped talking and had a fair chance to kick it into uselessness. Can you even strangle a man through a scarf while wearing winter gloves? I mean, I'm sure it's not comfortable, but is it deadly?
My feet like spears!
Using your spear as a bludgeoning weapon instead of a piercing weapon.
I thought you didn't know how to fly!
I don't!
Hitting switches and buttons for no reason. Joyce, Murray, Yuri, and some of the peanut butter survives this.
Everyone turn off your flashlights and spread out.
Taking the Scooby-Doo approach to searching a spooky house you know for a fact is haunted by a betendrilled serial killer.
Okay, what's happening?
All evidence points to the most unexciting single-color rave, or a seizure. While I haven't experienced a cardiac arrest under the same specific conditions as Elle did here, I can confidently say that I don't think she'd be able to run like this so soon after.
Papa. Daughter.
trusting the guy who repeatedly keeps trying to brainwash you before enough brainwashing has happened to 100% blame it on the brainwashing.
Get off my plane.
Listen to this. Does that remind you of anything? Susie saved the world last year. And maybe she can save it again.
So we're saving the galaxy again? They told me you guys look like dorks. You are fragile cargo. You can still break.
I must break you.
This is Sparta!
We're not gonna be able to see if we turn off our flashlights.
Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.